Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Wayne and I'm an alcoholic. This is One Sober to Another. I'm one sober person talking to another person, and in this case, you. Today's daily reflection for 4 January 2021, being where you are. And that fits just perfectly with a request from John Milborn that talks about patience with family members when you first become sober or you are merging into sobriety and you are new in recovery, and or you're in recovery for a long period of time and you still may find struggles dealing with your family members, because that is a bigger deal than a whole lot of other things, or rather a bigger contributor to a whole lot of factors in our sobriety. And if we have the strength to remain sober and to believe in our higher power in order to achieve that. Into today's daily reflection. Let's go. Okay, folks, let's get it. We feel that elimination of our drinking is but a beginning. A much more important demonstration of our principles lies before us in our respective homes, occupations, and affairs. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 19. It's usually pretty easy for me to be pleasant to the people in the AA setting. While I'm working to stay sober, I'm celebrating with my fellow AAs as our common release from the hell of drinking. It's often not so hard to spread glad tidings to my old and new friends in the program. At home or at work, though, it can be a different story. It is in situations arising both of those areas that the little day-to-day frustrations are most evident, and where it can be tough to smile or to reach out with a kind word or even an attentive ear. It's outside of the AA rooms that I face the real test of the effectiveness of my walk through AA's 12 steps. I lost my words just now. And why did I lose my words, folks? Because I just had a conversation with my wife not even 2 days ago about how much time I spend doing this channel and how much time that I should be dedicating to my family. It's not that she was upset about it. It's that she wants me to have a balance, and she understands the excitement that I have in bringing this message to you guys and sharing my experience, strength, and hope on a daily basis. However, like the daily reflection says, folks, I have to be able to take what I'm living through the 12 steps and 12 principles of Alcoholics Anonymous. And if that's not your thing, folks, think about this in terms. Your recovery and what you do to stay sober is a daily effort, and if one is being traded for the other, it's kind of like just finding another addiction. In my opinion, people, don't send hate mail just yet. It's kind of like finding another addiction, and that's because the time dedicated to my sobriety. Now, that's not to be twisted with my sobriety is the utmost of my importance, because it is. It's number one. But like this says in the daily reflections, being where I am, being where you are, I have to be able to take those same principles and those same lessons home and live that in my daily life, as well as in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. For me, anyway, I got it. It's not your thing, maybe. So she was saying that she understands that I'm excited about bringing this message to you guys and about sharing and about the channel that I'm doing. She is proud of it. But for her, being the person who suffered the most, her and my son, because of my drinking and because of my addiction and because of my disease, it's not fair to her to neglect her for one thing or another. And that's what she was getting at. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to change up what I'm doing for another person, because that is definitely not what I'm saying. I am saying, like I said it in a video, a little while ago, is that there has to be a fair balance, folks. And if I'm nice to the people in Alcoholics Anonymous, why can't I have that same kindness and that same patience with my family members? Because at the end of the day, folks, they're the ones that are with you. They're the ones that go through the struggle with you. They're the ones that help you live your sobriety, and they're the ones that help you through your recovery. If not, the friends that you have and the friends that you gain throughout the Alcoholics Anonymous program and or just in life in general are the ones that are your backbone. And that for me, I believe wholeheartedly, because I've seen a lot of people reaching out in the last couple of days, and a lot of folks are having problems, at home, or they're having problems putting down the bottle because that is probably the only thing to hold on to. Now, I'm not speaking for people, but I'm just taking an educated guess here. Between being isolated, working at home, dealing with your family on a 100% basis versus your 20% basis when you're at full work can be daunting, and it can be stressful. And to be able to practice tolerance and patience with them is key. And that is key to being where you are. In my drinking history, folks, and this goes with the daily reflections, I spent so much time worried about myself and worried about, things that didn't matter. And I put my family on the back burner. To dedicate 100% of 100% of my time to just running a YouTube channel is absurd. And that is why I break it down to just the daily reflections, and I'm going to do a couple interviews, and and I'm still going to reach out and be available, because that's my job as a person living in sobriety. Rather, that's my obligation, is to be here for you guys. And I absolutely am. But at the same time, I have to be present in my family's life, because I spend so much time sitting with them or not sitting with them, or being home and, just itching for that next beer or itching for that next drunk, that I was never fully present, folks. And you might be living this as well. You can be amongst your family and you can be amongst a group of people and still be totally alone, because the only thing on your mind is that drink or drug. And if you can relate to that, folks, definitely drop your comments below. One thing I want to stress is that, being where you are, living in the moment, is hard to do. And it's hard to put all those distractions out of your mind. I got it. I understand. I've lived that life. I've been in those shoes. And I still am. But if I'm sitting on the sofa and all I'm doing is editing videos that I shoot here, and I'm not spending time with my family, but I use the excuse of, oh, I'm sitting here, and this is actually true, by the way. I'm here, I'm sitting on the sofa, I'm with you, we're watching television, or we're listening to music, or we're doing crafts or whatever. Meanwhile, in the back cave, I'm sitting there doing something else completely. And that's the same way that I functioned when I was in my active disease, is that, I was home. But was I really home? Or was I really thinking about being somewhere else? Was I looking at my watch like, damn, I hope that train gets here quicker, because I need to get home, because I need to get drunk? That's what it boiled down to for me, folks. And a lot of you kind of live that same function. And I definitely can't speak for you, so all I ask is that you drop your comments below so somebody can get some of that. And if I say that too much and you don't dig it, I'll find some other slogans, but they're all mine. And anyway, so my brain is a little bit sporadic in the way I think. Bringing good tidings to, the people in Alcoholics Anonymous. Listen to this, folks. At home or at work, in your home or at your work, I double said that. It can be a different story. It is in situations arising in both of those areas that the little day-to-day frustrations are most evident. That ring bell with anybody? And where it can be tough to smile or reach out with a kind word or an attentive ear. That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. Is that, being present and being in the moment will help you in your life, will help you in your home life. My home life, I broke the shit out of it when I was drinking, and I destroyed it to the point where it was almost irreversible. Yeah. And I'm grateful. I'm purely grateful for the time I have with my son and wife and my in-laws and my oma and opa and all that. I'm purely grateful, and my sobriety is key to that. If I ever, because I can't say never, if I ever pick up that bottle again, folks, that's all gone. It's 100% out of here. And I'm back to the bottom of the bottle by myself. And I know that to be a fact. And I also know for a fact that if I do drink again, and I can't say never, folks, because I'm an alcoholic. I live my life in sobriety and I live my program, but I am an alcoholic. So where does that lead me to say? If I ever do it again, it's gone. And I have to be able to be present and practice patience with my family, regardless of what it is I think people should do, because I can't change people, places, or things, folks. And I have to be in the moment when the moment arises. Kind of like I was out driving yesterday with my son, and we went up to this hill, real snow, like a lot of snow. And I didn't take the Ford Explorer because that weighs too much, and that crap will go sliding down the hill. But I took my little Dacia Sandero, and we went ripping around a little bit up there, and I was in the moment with him. I was having a good time and everything else. And yeah, if I was away thinking about something else, I'm quite certain that he would never want to go again. And I've been there before, and I've done that before. And, I don't wish to do that anymore. So guess what I'm going to do, folks? I'm going to be exactly where I am. And I challenge you to be exactly where you are in your life, and be present with your family. Practice patience, because guess what? You were the variable of the problem for a long time. The way you dealt with, I was the variable of the problem for a long time. And the way I dealt with my issues was to drown them with the alcohol, and it didn't get me anywhere awesome. So I'm not trying to go back there, folks. So I owe my family a little bit of patience and a little bit of practice of the things that I'm learning in my recovery and throughout my life. And I'm going to pass it on through my living amends, and hopefully my quality of life will be a little bit gooder. That's something to chew on. That's food for thought. Life's a garden. Dig it. Guess what, folks? I'm going to see you in the next one. Have a fantastic Taga. Bye-bye.